Oh, you know what? I realize I haven't told y'all is, hold on, Alexa, send it off. Alexa, turn off.
Want me to send you a message to turn off something?
No, just turn off the music for now. I need to say. So, you can believe my body been sore. There's still so much to do. Anyway, I didn't get a chance to tell y'all the second miracle. Okay, remember I told you the first miracle about that $1,000, that heavenly $1,000 that came into my account that I still have no record of today. Well, the miracle that happened before that was, so we had been under contract for several houses, but you know, the minute this house don't sell, then we lose those houses. So this house, by the time I had my sights set on this house, I was like numb. So I was tired of the disappointment, and I just would check it from time to time, but not obsessively like the other house, to make sure it hadn't sold before my house sold in California. So what happened was, finally everything went through. Finally, the house sold in California, and the house that I wanted, which was this one, was still available. After 65, 67 days, it was still on the market, right? So the price was $430,000, right? Which I had every intentions to pay cash, right? No matter what. And I also told my realtor from day one that I didn't want to go through a bunch of negotiating. I don't want to lowball people, because I don't want to be lowballed on my house in California, which I was, but that ain't the point. So as soon as the investors from my property in California sent over the earnest money, which was $21,000, then, and only then, because we had made the mistake of doing it before, but of going under contract with the house in New Mexico before they sent the earnest money. So that's all bad. So I was like, nope, we can't do nothing until they send that 21% earnest money, or 3%. It's 3%, but it was $21,000 that they had to send to secure the deal in California. As soon as they sent it, as soon as escrow said it's here, I called my realtor. I didn't even celebrate, because understand, we had went 3 other times waiting for investors to finally send that earnest money. You do not have a deal. I don't care what you have signed. Until that earnest money is sent, you do not have a deal, okay? Excuse my shirt, y'all. I was painting. And I hate when I paint in my favorite shirts, because it just destroys them. But anyway, so as soon as I got the phone call, I was like, called Eli Navarez, my amazing realtor in New Mexico, and I said, let's go. But listen, if the house does not have any other offers, instead of $440,000, let's offer them $430,000, which I didn't feel great about, because from day one, I didn't like lowballing people, right? However, he said, okay, I'm about 2 hours away from my computer. As soon as I get to it, I will submit the offer, right? I said, okay, so only if they don't have no other offers. If they have other offers, then put it in for the full 440, make the offer for the full $440,000. So sure enough, he got back to his computer, and he was typing up the offer, and he sent it over for $430,000. And I'm at my desk, because I've mastered DocuSign at this point. You know what I'm saying? After all these dark contracts, I have mastered DocuSign. So I'm at my desk, and I'm literally opening the document, opening the proposal, or whatever it is that we sent, the offer, and I'm signing. I'm going one, a few of them have your initials, a few of them have actual signatures. So in the middle of me signing this document to be submitted to the owners of this house to purchase this house, which they have no idea we're coming, and they don't know what we're coming for. In the middle of me signing, my daughter says, Mama, guess what? Because she had been watching the house just like me. The house, this house, which clearly was supposed to be mine when you hear the rest of this story. In that moment, that I'm signing, not completed. The offer ain't sent yet, but I'm signing. The house dropped in price by, guess what? Now, I wouldn't consider this a miracle if it wasn't the exact amount. The house dropped down to $430,000 in the moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not an hour later, not the morning before we realized. They had no idea. They on this end in New Mexico just saying, hey, our house been on the market 67 days. We're going to drop the price. They didn't know we was over here preparing an offer and actually in the very process of getting ready to submit that offer. So God was like, you know what? I know you don't like lowballing people, so we're going to fix this right now. Bam! The house going to drop to exactly the amount that you are offering. So you are offering these people exactly what. Y'all can't tell me that ain't God. It ain't that much coincidence in the world that I am actually the very day. Now understand, I know what they're dealing with because I kept dropping the price of my house because it wasn't selling. They were dropping the price. But to be doing it at the exact moment that I'm getting ready to submit an offer for the amount that they just dropped it to, thinking I'm lowballing these people when I'm not lowballing, because God was like, no, baby, you ain't no lowballer. So we're gonna make the price of the house $430,000. In that moment, before I finished my DocuSign, the price dropped to $430,000. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So our offer, which was initially $10,000 less, ended up being full price for the house in that moment, because I wasn't even finished. By the time I finished signing, they had already dropped. You know, it's a process. Your realtor got to get online, change the price, agree. You got to sign. The seller got to sign something agreeing to the price. So God all day, y'all. It is no doubt. And I'm going to stop doubting him, because God orchestrated this. He said, you know what? Let me just show you that I'm real again. Bam! Let me drop the price of the house from $440,000 to $430,000. I was gonna pay $440,000 if they would have said no. If they would have countered that $430,000 and been like, no, we want $440,000, I'd have been like, all right. But anyway, God is real. God is real. As much as you see me moving around here, moving boxes and shifting stuff and shifting my life, yes, that is me consciously doing things, but you best believe God was all in this, baby. God had this house for me. He knew that and for this house, this beautiful house, to still be sitting on the market that long, you know, it's amazing, because these houses were selling a little bit faster here in New Mexico than they were in California. But I love my home. I'm slowly decorating. I'm slowly getting it. I got this. And the rooms just are so much bigger than they look like online. This is my den. And y'all know me. I keep saying, if you know me, you know me. And if you know me, you know I love to read. I love to write books. And I collect vintage books. And I already got this area for a dining room table if I need one. So I knew that if I had a nook, it was going to be my library. My library. And this ain't enough, because I got boxes of books over there. But these are some of the vintage books. Look, 1912, 1838. Yes. Anyway, I love you guys. That's the second miracle that I didn't get a chance to tell y'all about. But God is real. There is no doubt. I'm supposed to be here. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at this point of my life. And so it just teaches you that even though things may seem like your idea, God is always working in your favor. I love you guys. Have the best day ever.